Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and in today's video I will share with you my top 10 most favorite independent perfumers who are based in the United States of America. And I have been wanting to film this video for the longest time, and finally I am doing it. The reason for that is because I noticed that the majority of perfumers whose work I enjoy are based in America, and of course I would like to know who is your favorite American perfumer. Definitely leave me a comment down below, and who knows, maybe in a year I'll do a part 2 of my favorite American perfumers. So if you're based outside of America like me, you can still order samples from their official website, and I'm very excited to share with you amazing work of these talented perfumers and tell you a little bit about them. So you can visit their official websites if you're interested in one particular one, and they ship probably worldwide, but you can check that on their website. With that being said, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to be updated about cool perfume topics, and let's get started with one of my most favorite perfume artists whose work I just love. And can you guess who that is? Of course, that is Dawn Spencer Hurwitz from DSH Perfumes. I have filmed a lot of videos on DSH. All the relevant links are down below in the description box. But I just want to tell you that Dawn, she's a very well-known American independent perfumer who has been into this business over 30 years, and I believe DSH Perfumes as a brand was founded in 1991. And she is a trained painter. She is based in Boulder, and she collaborates with museums, different companies. She has been nominated for awards several times, and she's a very lovely person who is a professional. So I want to tell you that Dawn Spencer Hurwitz probably has the biggest perfume collection ever. And I don't mean her perfume museum. She has perfume museum of different vintage perfumes, which is so cool. And she does live streams on Instagram every Monday, which I love to watch because she also tries to educate people, and I really appreciate that because she has amazing knowledge and her perfumes just speak for herself. So what I love about her is that she has amazing selection of perfumes inside one genre. So if you love fougères, she has so many different varieties of them: chypress, florals, avant-garde, sexy, vanilla, aquatic, whatever you want, she has it. And not just one, but like at least 5. So I find that is so impressive, that she's so hardworking and her creativity is endless, and she has this talent to create sort of unusual perfumes that are so attractive, and when you smell them you just notice that this is something very, very special. And I want to recommend you 2 fragrances from DSH that I think people might enjoy quite easily. One of them is Bakul Majol, and this is sort of a very spicy perfume about date, but it doesn't smell of dry fruit. Instead, it smells of some kind of warm, boozy alcohol like cognac. It is very warming, it is heady, it is alcoholic and very delicious, and especially appropriate for a nighttime wear when you're going out, or even when you're in bed and you want to relax and you don't want to drink alcohol, but you just want that relaxing and very, very mysterious feel. And it is just perfect for winter because it's so warm. And another one that I recommend is Il Marinario da Capri, and this is a totally different one from Bakul Majol because it is very leafy, green, and has the creamiest neroli ever. So if you're looking for a very fresh, ethereal, green perfume that is crisp and soft, I recommend you this one very much. And just to check out Dawn and order samples, because if you are a subscriber of my channel and you have never tested DSH perfumes, I highly encourage you to do so because your world will never be the same. Probably what I love the most about DSH is this never-ending amount of new fragrances, because I get bored of perfumes quite easily, so I constantly want to try and smell and wear new things, and DSH has so much to offer that it really requires a lot of time to really sample everything she has. And with that being said, we are moving on to the next amazing perfume artist who has been into this perfume business also for the longest time, and that is amazing Sarah Horowitz from Sarah Horowitz Perfumes. She is based in Los Angeles, if I am not wrong, California, and she first started creating perfumes in the 90s, actually I believe in the 80s when she was in college, and then she created her brand Sarah Horowitz Perfumes around 1994. That is actually the year I was born, and she's a big, huge discovery of the year for me. When I tried Sarah Horowitz Perfumes, I thought that this is sort of a magic that I am smelling. So the whole collection is incredible. She has this perfect line that is indeed perfect. There is a vanilla perfume, an amazing musky fragrance veil. Actually, Sarah is amazing with musk. She creates the best musky perfumes ever. In every of her compositions there is some potion of musk, and this is the best musk I've smelled so far. And her fragrances make you feel very good, and they smell very perfumey but real at the same time. And it's just like the whole effect, how fragrances make you feel, it's incredible. Like, you can make every of her fragrances your signature scent, and she has quite a few fragrances. I love all of them, but I wanted to recommend you two of my favorites that are very different. One of them is from the Perfect collection. It is called Perfect Nectar, and it is very, very fruity. It smells almost tropical, a little bit sour, sweet, and there is this almost like shower gel shampoo twist to it, but it doesn't smell clean. It smells sort of very fun. And I love this perfume in the summer because it is so fruity, and there is this muskiness in there and incredible freshness. It doesn't matter how hot it is. Probably when I go to LA, I will take Perfect Nectar with me, and I would love to meet Sarah in real life. And another one is called The Now, and it was my pick for one fragrance that rolls them all challenge. And this is sort of a cleansing rain in a bottle that smells musky, very crisp, very clean, extremely wearable. You can make this perfume smell sexy, you can make this perfume to smell very elegant. This perfume is super versatile, and I just love it. And this collection, the Evolution collection, is a must try. So I highly recommend you to order some samples and just dive into magical world of Sarah Horowitz Perfumes. Okay. We are moving on to Nicole Miller from Blackbird, and that lady is surreal. She is so cool, and Blackbird is probably one of the most modern perfume brands I've ever tried in my life. The thing is, it is very hard to describe their fragrances because they don't really smell traditional and just like, oh, this is a white floral, oh, this is a shipper, oh, this is a fougere, oh, this is an oriental. No. They don't have these terms, you know. Their fragrances smell rather like some event or a memory, or they can create a new memory, but they just don't smell like a flower or like a, I don't know, certain meal, whatever. Nicole creates very artistic perfumes that will actually make your mind open, and I love when perfumer too manages to do that. So two of her fragrances that I recommend are Y06S. I have hard times with this name, but this fragrance will make you go bananas. Like, this is the scent of overheated TV with bananas. This perfume, if you are, I believe they are from Seattle, but she was born in Portland. If you are in the States, this is what you need to try, because it will make you so nostalgic, but it is very modern. And this is the sexiest thing ever. My mom, my boyfriend and I, we fight about anemone because it is so warm, powdery, sexy, fruity, a little bit dirty, and I'm egoistic. I keep it for myself and I wear it on special occasions when I'm bored of everything and I want to be impressed and I want this super avant-garde feel. I'm reaching out for my anemone, and Nicole Miller, she is not a trained perfumer, I don't think so, and she has this incredible talent to create very abstract perfumes that you can't define but only enjoy. And with that being said, we are moving on to another very talented perfumer, McElro. I always mispronounce her name, and she's the founder of Aroma M Perfumes. Now, Maria is a trained painter, and she spent 7 years in Japan learning kodo and, of course, Japanese flower arrangement, ikebana, koto, and just Japanese culture. And then she moved back to New York and created her own perfume brand that is of course inspired by Japanese culture. And these are two perfumes that I'm obsessing about. These perfumes, well, I'll just say that people who know these are very lucky, and I'm one of them, and now you might be one of them too if you trust me and sample them. So Geisha Blanche is what I'm starting my morning with. It is so crisp, clean, a bit floral, a little bit vintage, and just sparkling. It really makes me feel something so good inside and just like get ready for my day and feel inspired. I love it so very much. Also, how long-lasting her fragrances are. She has a lot of different perfumes. There are fresh ones in her collection and some very like deep and super seductive fragrances and floral ones. And my favorite from the flowers are Geisha Botane, because it is about sweet peonies with such a layer of vanillic powder on those peonies petals, but somehow it doesn't turn in some of gourmand scent. It stays a very sweet floral, and the sillage of this perfume, it's magic. It's magic. So I highly recommend you to check out Maria McElroy's work, and these two are the ones you want to start with. And let's talk about some men from American indie perfumers, shall we? So I really want to give a shout out to Josh Meye from Imaginary Authors, because first of all, he was one of the first people to support me on my fragrance journey, so I'm very grateful for him. And the minute I learned about his brand, I got this obsessive idea I need to check them out, because his fragrances from Imaginary Author's brand are inspired by different unreleased stories, and the box in which fragrances come in look like books, and this is design of his bottles that I actually dig. I don't know what that is about them. They look pretty simple, but that is just the whole design and the way this paper feels. It's very cool. So I definitely recommend you to check out his website and read the stories, and his website also looks so cool. So he has just very interesting, once again, avant-garde, different smelling fragrances, and these two, they are sort of different and unusual, but at the same time they are pretty easy to understand, because some of his fragrances are really like, whoa, this is different. And this is Sun Drunk, that I recommend for the summertime, especially if you live in some hot environment. It smells sort of like rose water infused lemonade with very sweet oranges and zesty grapefruit. So it is refreshing, it is sweet, and has very sheer rosy sensation, and is incredibly long lasting. And another one is better for the time when it is windy and dark outside. It is aromatic fragrance Oh Unknown about orris root, which is a very high quality and expensive perfume material, and in here it is layered with actually it is sort of infused into black tea that is slightly smoky, but not in the way birch tar is. It's just like aromatic and so relaxing, and that orris root is powdery and dusty, and it is amazing perfume for the windy weather. Actually, I can do a video about windy weather. And Josh Meye, he is also not a trained perfumer, at least I don't think so, and I just love this whole inspiration behind this concept, and how extremely modern and unique his brand looks. So from Josh Meye we are moving on to John Biebel, who is an artist, who is a designer, who is a writer and a self-taught perfumer from the brand January Scent Project. Now, I need to tell you that when I found his brand and looked into notes breakdown of his perfumes, I was I don't know how to describe my feelings, because notes were so unusual. I've never heard about some of them. I've never tested perfume with them, and when I see something like that, I get very excited. So when I met him, he was so lovely. We did an interview with him. He's an amazing guy, and I got a chance to try his fragrances, and they were like nothing else I've ever tried in my life. So I want to recommend you two fragrances. One of them is Salperniku, that smells like it is mind-blowing fragrance. It is very modern, very avant-garde, and imagine a salty cracker with a layer of butter and an apricot on top. At the same time, there is herbal aroma of cypress and chamomile, and this fragrance is a mix of different genres. I don't even know if such genres exist. That fragrance is very sexy. If you enjoy saltiness and gourmand fresh elements in perfumery, Salperniku is the one for you. But Dinudicid is even crazier, because the concept of this one was to create an aquatic floral scent, and these two genres, they are like so not like one another, like they're so different. And this fragrance is interesting because the flowers are sweet, but the fragrance is fresh, and there is also this very ocean-like or sea-like breeze going on in there. And it is another very sexy perfume, also a little bit vintage, like vintage flowers and very modern aquatic perfume vibes mixed into one. And what I love about John is that he actually creates a sort of whole new genre of perfumery. Like, he doesn't really follow these traditional perfume roles. I have a feeling, at least when I smell his work, I'm like, whoa, this is new, this is innovation, and that is what I love the most about perfumes. But let's talk about something very different for a while. I want to introduce to you, in case you haven't seen my videos on this brand previously, a very artistic, natural, even botanical perfume house, Gather Perfumes, that was founded by Ananda Wilson. And I've already done several videos on her fragrances, but I just find that she deserves so much recognition for what she does and how she does it, because yes, her fragrances are natural, but what is so crazy to me is that she creates her own tinctures. So sometimes she even plants some herbs and then she gathers them and works with them and turns them into perfume materials, and then she creates perfumes with them. So if you want a very natural smelling perfume that will transport you to the forest without anything synthetic or chemically about it, it is not an imitation about the nature, it is literally nature that is captured in a bottle. And she's an herbalist, she's a very talented natural perfumer, and I want to recommend you Falling, that is super sexy herbal perfume. And I never thought that I will call a very herbal perfume sexy, because I'm not the biggest fan of herbal fragrances, and this is sort of an oak moss shipper. And I just find that this relaxing, very grounding, at the same time very sexy. And this one is Rainwater Rose, and it is a rose soliflor that is simple, but this is the most authentic real rose. It makes you feel like you are in the you know, like somewhere is a rose that is growing next to you. And this perfume smells so like juicy, full-bodied, rosy rose. So she has a lot of different fragrances to choose from, and if you love more herbal, more plenty smelling fragrances, you'll be obsessed with her collection. Alrighty, the next one on this list is Christi Meshell from the house of Matriarch, and I believe they are based in Seattle, and this is a pretty well-known indie brand in America for a good reason, because she is so fantastic, and she creates modern, very high quality, intense smelling perfumes. She has also a lot of different fragrances to choose from, but as every perfumer, she has her own style, and she prefers more of smoky and very mysterious, mythical fragrances. And two of my favorites from her are Kazemi, which is this very spicy, very windy, incensey, but not churchy incensey rose that is long lasting. It will last and attract because of its very unique scent. And another one of my favorites is Trillium, which smells like if the nature had a party. It smells herbal, it smells like tea, it smells like tea ceremony. I love it so much, and I definitely recommend you to check out House of Matriarch, because this is sort of a future of very mysterious perfumery. Her concept is amazing. She looks like the sexiest witch ever, and I hate to call women witches because it has very negative historical, you know, meaning, but just check out her website. Looks very cool, and Christi is also super beautiful and very talented as well. And now I want to talk about Daniel Gallagher from Gallagher Fragrances. Last year, actually this year, he was nominated with his Rose Aldaia for Art and Olfaction Awards as a best artisan perfumer, and I have a review on this perfume, and it is amazing. It smells like rose vine infused with honey, and it's just so good. And Daniel's story is interesting because he was always into perfumes, and one day he came home and his wife told him that some of her colleagues smells like him, like wears the same perfume, and that was like it for him, and she went to the shop and didn't like anything, and he decided to create his own fragrances. And for such a self-taught perfumer, just smell his work and get blown away, because they, first of all, are very artistic. His perfumes are unique, they have amazing quality, like they project without overwhelming people, and they are extremely mass appealing, but the scent is so new, you know, like mass appealing perfumes are something that smells common and people know, and it should be pleasant, and his perfumes are like that, but they are not commonly smelling. That's the way I can describe them. And another favorite of mine is Pineapple, that smells like pineapples. It smells like vitamin C. It will provide you with endless energy. And my dear friends, we are coming to the end, thanks God, because this video is really long, but I really want to give a shout out to the perfume brand that I found out about this year, and actually I am smitten with it. I've already reviewed them on my channel, and I find that this brand and the perfumer, whose name I can't really pronounce, Joelle, Nealy, I hope that's somewhere near right, she's incredible. She's inspired by books, by vintage style, by Poesie. Her brand is called Poesie Perfumes, and I want to point out Twice to Tea, because this is amazing milky tea scent with something like lavender, but it is like vanillic lavender. It is sweet, lavendery, and very milky tea-like. This perfume is, oh, this perfume, like, she has all handmade perfumes created in small batches, and if you live in the States, guys, like, what are you waiting for? You need to test fragrances from all these 10 brands that I recommended you, and also give exact these fragrances that I mentioned a try, and check out Twice to Tea, because this stuff blew me away, and this is my comforting scent that smells very powdery but at the same time milky and tea-like, and this is just very delicious fragrance. And Madar is a heavy gourmand that smells like milk rice with some saffron spices. This perfume is really sensual when it is cold or when you're going to bed. It is an intimate fragrance number one. And we came to the end of this very long but hopefully informative and inspiring video. I just love to inform people out there about brands that create absolutely phenomenal, brilliant, fabulous perfumes that I am so privileged to be familiar with, and I just want to make your life brighter. And it will be if you test fragrances from these brands. Just order samples, like sample a month. Check out each of these brands every month, especially if you're in the States. If you're in the States, you don't have to pay crazy costs for the shipping as people around the world. So, I mean, guys, that's your chance to make your life brighter, more creative, and that's all. I don't want to ramble too much. It's up to you. I shared with you. My mission is done now. It's all in your hands. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed watching this chatty video, and definitely comment below which of these top 10 brands you were most excited to hear about, or maybe you heard about, now you want to try them even more, and what was the biggest discovery for you from these top 10 brands. Definitely let me know your feedback about this video in the comments, because I'm always excited to hear from you. That makes my day. And that's all. If you enjoyed watching it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned. Smell good. We'll see each other next one really soon. Bye guys.